What it do, glitches? It is your fellow glitch here, Goldie. We just wrapped up week one of The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. Disclaimer: I did 6 out of 7 of my morning pages, only because I know Julia insists or she suggests that if you have busy days and to get up and do your morning pages before your days start. And while I had the intention to do that yesterday morning, yesterday just in general was a day. So I'll be able to journal. I journaled that, but I didn't morning page it. So yeah. But week one, week 1 was um, okay. So week 1 was recovering a sense. No, yeah, recovering a sense of safety, and the start of the well, week 1 initiates your creative recovery. You may feel both giddy and defiant, hopeful and skeptical. The reading tasks and exercises aim at allowing you to establish a sense of safety, which will enable you to explore your creativity with less fear. 1 second. So we went through that week, read read some crazy things like how family project their expectations or their limitations of their life upon you, and how you ultimately like inherit mentalities, um, and finding the root of that and identifying and protecting the inner child. We got to core negative beliefs. And I think it's interesting that I didn't really resonate with many of the core negative beliefs that were listed here. And I know I'm in a new space personally, but I thought it was interesting trying to identify a negative self belief. Like I have limiting self beliefs, but a negative self belief like dying. I have a fear rooted in dying before I'm able to like fulfill my purpose. So like that's a fear, but like it's not a negative self belief. I don't think. So and she mentions none of the negative beliefs that she listed has to be true, but that we all struggle with some sort of negative self belief, and how to flip that, how to divert having a negative belief to having a positive belief, and then implementing positive affirmations to combat your negative beliefs. And then we got into the tasks. So, again, like I said, I did 6 out of 7 morning pages. I was actually really excited to get into the morning pages. I read that there are some students who have some pushback with the morning pages, and then they end up being the people who got like the best impact from the exercise. So I'm not sure. I already journal actively. This is my 2025 journal, and I'm on the last pages. Like these are the only pages that I have left. So this is just January to today. So I be journaling. And I almost feel like I've been neglecting my personal journal for the sake of morning pages, but I want to balance my coursework with my personal work and not blend them too because they're still very different. This one is specifically for my creative, and that is for my personal everyday, all day, all the things. So the tasks that I chose this week were artist date, which obviously we have to do every week. I also did time travel to listing 3 of my old creative um, enemies. List 3 old enemies of your creative self worth. Be specific as possible, and during this exercise, it is always necessary to acknowledge creative injuries and grieve them. Otherwise, they become creative scar tissue and block your own growth. And I thought that was prolific. And so it was kind of hard. It was hard to identify things, but I went in it with a lens of traumatic experiences and where I felt as though my true self or I was neglected by way of that experience. And so my old enemies are more so old experiences that I feel like created blocks in my life versus specific people. Now there are people, but to express experiences as creative blocks resonated more than identifying people because I don't really have many people, and the people that I do have will be identified along the way. And then my imaginary lives. So I won't go too much into detail about my creative enemies, but I will share what my imaginary lives would have been. And I'll get into my artist date because that revealed another creative life I would have possibly lived. So on Tuesday, after morning pages, I did my imaginary lives. And so my first one would have been a fashion designer because I'm I'm a fashion girly, okay? And fashion, that's a life. To be a fashion designer or like a stylist, that is, the second one would be a musician. I'm really shy. Like I could sing, but I'd be scared to sing. So it's like me and Chloe Bailey share the same birthday, and Princess Diana. Like I share birthdays with great energies, and I don't even have potential. I possess the energy to be as great as I want to be in anything. However, I know in a past life or in a creative life of my choosing, I would have been a musician, and I would have been successful. I would be successful at it. Just getting out of my own way as a musician, just be like, okay. Another creative life would be a tap dancer. Like, I think of the Sandman on Apollo and how he was just like, let me ease you on up out of here because you're not it. It's just some player ass energy in tap dancing, and I would have done that. Another one was being an editor in a fashion magazine. So if I wasn't a fashion designer, I would be an editor of a fashion magazine, and I would be concentrating on Black designers because, duh, and a sub concentration would be sustainability. So Black designers, Black female designers, and Black female designers who concentrate on like upscale luxury, but also keeping sustainability in mind. So like you can look good without breaking the bank or breaking the economy or breaking society or, you know, raping the brain fart, but to not overly use what is accessible to you within your space, um, like industrialization. Like, okay, and then my last one, number 5, would be a traveling masseuse. So when I was growing up, my family used to hire me or tip me to give them massages. And I do feel like my hands, like I'm a healer. And so I'm supposed to have done some practice with using my hands to heal people. And I know that's going to come in some form of um, physical therapy. And that's just working out energy and, getting them kinks out. Where energy is stored, being able to like work that energy out and give a more sense of relief. And I feel like I do that with tattooing as well. So I appreciate having facets of what I desire in other imaginary lives to still exist in my current life. So that was that. And then the follow up from the task of imaginary lives was to go out and do one of those things. And so I couldn't go. I mean, I could create a garment. That would be cool, but I already do that. I have a space where I could show up and be a musician, but I'm not ready for that. Tap dancing, I can find a tap dancing class, and I'm sure I will in the future. But I created a sample fashion blog, and I posted it to my threads. So I explored 3 female black because it's Women's History Month. I highlighted 3 black female fashion designers who all kind of highlight sustainability through their fashion lines, and that's Tracy Reese. We have Anifa Vimba. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right. And then the last one was Tangoro. So I'll probably drop in the little spread that I did. I was really proud of it. I don't know if people will ever probably see it, but that's what I did in response to my task for this week. I also wanted to write a letter to the editor in your defense. So writing a newspaper company and telling them why it wasn't fair to have been brought up the way that my younger self was, and how I needed to be advocated for in the times that I should have been. I didn't get to that. And now that it's time to recap, it's on to the next week and the next tasks. But aside from that, my artist date. For my artist date, I took myself to the Puppetry Museum here in Atlanta. I haven't been to the Puppetry Arts Museum since I was a kid. My grandma used to take me when I was little. And so I haven't been since someone was able to buy a ticket for me. And to go back and be in a space that I once visited when I was a child was very, I want to say nostalgic, but it's deeper than that. It was deeper than that. Definitely some tears. Definitely some, I remember this, like, it felt like it changed, but then things felt the same. It felt good. And I got some Polaroids. So I took this Polaroid with Big Bird, and I took this Polaroid of Kermit. They were in glass, so it was going to be a flash. Here's my ticket, because artist date. And then I got this Big Bird to commemorate me and little me going on a date. This was our first date, and this is to commemorate our first date. I wanted a bigger one, but it costed too much money. And I know that shouldn't have been an issue, but this one was $22.25, and I thought the 222 was perfect. So the other one didn't matter because this one worked out just fine. And when my baby girl comes, and hopefully the Puppetry Arts Museum is still open, I'll be able to give this to my kid and take them to the Puppetry Arts Museum. So it was really good, you guys. Like, it was so good. Oh, and I got a pen. I also collect pens, so I got a pen for my collection. This is only one of the jackets, but I have like 4 jackets that have pins on them. And I'm just gonna add this to my jacket. If y'all want a pin tour, if when I get famous and anyone sees this and this video blows up and y'all ever want a pin tour, let me know. I hate these backs because they're not secure, but there it goes. So today is also the Villain Arts Tattoo Convention, and I wanted to do my check-in before I went out into the day and didn't have time to check in today because today's check-in day. So moving into check-in, how many days of the week did you do your morning pages? 6 out of 7. We always hope 7 out of 7. But how was this experience for you? It was already organic because I was already a natural journaler. The 3 pages though, it was always like I can get to the 2. I can sometimes give you 2.5. But that whole 3, she got challenging on some days. But I still was willing to do the exercise. Did you do your artist date this week? Yes, of course, we always hope. And yet artist dates can be remarkably difficult to allow yourself. What did you do and how did it feel? So I answered that. And then last one, were there any other issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? Describe them. This is the last one, and we go wrap up as we go into what week 2 is about, and we'll conclude. Okay, so again, I'm a tattoo artist, and I have a friend who is a beautician or a hairstylist. And so I went to exchange. I bartered a tattoo for a hairstyle. I'm not the happiest. Like, I don't love the hairstyle, but I don't hate it because, like, it's me. And face card never declines regardless of what's on my head. I could be bald head, which I have been, and it doesn't matter. I just wish there was a little more transparency about capacity. You know, this was their first time, and I get it. This was my first time. But if there were some spaces where you weren't totally sure, then maybe that would have been room to like maybe ask questions. Cause I know you don't know, but don't just navigate without saying anything. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of it all, I'm unsatisfied, and I wouldn't do you like that. So we're gonna try again in the future with some pointers and some feedback. I don't want to count this as the end all be all because she's an amazing person. It's just this is the first time, so we're gonna go navigate through this and try again, and we should be cool. But then after that, so that whole day, this took 7 hours. And I had a tattoo appointment at 6 o'clock, and I got there at 12. So I got to the hair appointment at 12. I had a 6 o'clock appointment. I was realizing how long it was taking, and I pushed my appointment to 7. She was still pinning braids to my hair at 6:45, and I told her, hey, we're going to have to wrap this up. My dude was outside waiting for me to take me to my appointment. He drives slow, so when I got to the car, I was like, hey, scoot over. I'll drive because you know you be driving Miss Daisy. He had an issue with how I regarded asking him to move over so I could drive. Also asked him to bring me some red ink that he didn't bring me, and he chucked it to my poor communication. And I just thought that whole day, like, to not be satisfied with my hair, to be running late for an appointment, for my man to be combative for whatever fucking reason, it was unnecessary as fuck. My client, she made everything cool. Like, I appreciated her patience. But it was just like don't do that. Don't do that. The devil is a liar. Yeah. Victory is mine. Yeah. Cause y'all got me so fucked up. Do you hear me? I had some return clients come back. I had a client. Her name is Taylor. She has a dermatology issue, like a skin issue, and we were able to cover that up. And she came back for a touch up, and she's like, "Just thank you so much for like seeing me and like taking on this for me. It's created a whole new sense of confidence for me, and then having another client who had an old tattoo that she wasn't happy with. But we fixed it, and now she can like openly show it. Um, I had another client come in, and they set up a matching tattoo appointment with their partner, and it was a surprise proposal, you guys. Like, I pixie dust and fairy dusted a surprise proposal for one of my clients this weekend, which is why I wasn't able to do my morning pages yesterday. For real, for real. I had a 12 o'clock appointment, and then I had to finish running errands for getting the surprise proposal together. I cried. It was so beautiful. Like, to be a part of it, to be a witness, love is so beautiful. Real love is so beautiful to witness, and I was a witness to it. So thank you, Piff, for trusting me with that, because now I am like a part of a bridal party. Like, what? Love that. So yeah, while this week had its trials, it was actually really like it was so much growth in it as well. Me and baby had our situation, but that ain't stopping me from loving my man. He get on my damn nerves, but I still love him, and life's good. Life's good. I know it's gonna have its resistance in some areas, but how I approach it is how life will continue to, give me my blessings. Like, don't succumb to the difficulties, because they're only opportunities for growth. So, with that, getting into week 2, this week, we're rediscovering a sense of identity. This week addresses self-definition as a major component of creative recovery. You may find yourself drawing new boundaries and staking out new territories as your personal needs, desires, and interests announce themselves. This essay and tools are aimed at moving you into your personal identity, a self-defined you. All right, Julia, we gonna see. So far, it's been lovely. Oh, and this is my artist way journal. So this is my personal journal, my artist way journal. See the theme there? Yeah. So all good things. All good things. I'll see y'all next check-in. And I'm excited for what's to come. All great things, honestly. If y'all are following me on my bus journey, we're making progress over there too. So to be fully booked is amazing. To have my bus and it be a beautiful, easy process is amazing. To be dating myself is new and amazing. The way that I am viewing life in a way that it isn't happening to me, but it's happening for me. I am in control. I control my destiny. I control my reality. And I am excited to finally implement this reality. Like, I was told that I hijacked the reality, and I believe I did just that. Reality hijacked. So, that's it. I'm headed to the tattoo convention. I might do a TikTok on that. So if you follow me on TikTok, you'll see a little recap on that over there, or not. We'll see how I feel when I get there. But I'm just glad I was able to do this check-in, and I'll see y'all next week. This has been Artist Way Week 1. 11 more to go.